Hello, everybody. This is chapter 17 Being Culturally Aware in Global Qualitative Research. Today's presentation consists of 7 parts. This is the content. So, let's get started. Become culturally aware when conducting qualitative research in countries around the world and develop the skill of addressing challenges when conducting global qualitative research. So, why these skills are important? In recent years, there have been calls to increase research efforts that focus on addressing global health disparities and improve our understanding of diverse populations. Global research investments have provided remarkable insights in the past 20 years, resulting in an emergence of a globalized knowledge base in addition to a globalized economy. This is characterized by interconnections at multiple levels, including internationalization of activities of for-profit education service firms and cultural competence trainings offered by non-profit agencies. The trend toward global research will continue, advanced by economic globalization and technology. Now, more than ever, it's imperative that researchers understand the challenges associated with conducting global qualitative research to effectively address their research questions to hand and to conduct culturally sensitive research. Researchers must take steps to tailor qualitative studies appropriately. In doing so, these researchers will be equipped to work abroad and domestically as the United States population continues to become more diverse. Key concepts in conducting global qualitative research. Successful global research has 4 prerequisites. First, having individuals and teams with appropriate research skills and abilities. Second, having an adequate support system in place to conduct the research. Third is conducting research relevant to national policies. And the last, applying findings to both national and global research agendas. To ensure that these prerequisites are met, you can develop the sense of general global cultural awareness, which includes building country-level expertise, understanding methodological orientations in a country, and becoming knowledgeable about preferred data collection methods used by researchers in the location where research is to be conducted. Global cultural awareness also entails understanding policy platforms that may influence research agendas and tailoring the qualitative research design appropriately. Cultural competency. Global awareness has been defined as knowledge of the world and one's interconnectedness with others. Building global awareness requires knowledge of cultures, languages, and world issues as well expertise abroad. Individuals who portray global awareness bring a worldview related to ethno-relativism to their research. Ethno-relativism is a good idea that cultures can be understood only their relation to one another and that behaviors can be understood only with a cultural context. As suggested by Bhattacharya 2013, we need to interrogate border crossing and colonizing discourse and come to terms with our own lenses of resistance and critique. An important point to consider is that cultural competence is an ongoing developmental process that requires many experiences and context in which to integrate cultural competence constructs. One way you can build cultural awareness is to participate in cultural competency training, which may include working with interpreters, improving in cross-cultural communication, and understanding the intricacies of conducting research in a specific location. Building country-level expertise. An element of global cultural awareness is spending considerable amount of time building specific country-level expertise. This includes establishing an in-depth understanding of the communities and the current research agendas in the area. By becoming educated in the areas research prioritize, investigators can ensure that their qualitative research align with the work toward established research goals. Fielding 2013 commented on the globalization of methods around the world. He recommended that we need to push back against the methods establishment and to look outside of the academy for emerging methodologies such as cyber activism, cyber research, and indigenous methodologies in the world community. To aid in these efforts, you should take time to establish and maintain collaborative relationships with researchers and communities who represent the location being researched. In building country-level expertise, you need to understand what topics or issues are off limits prior to establishing research agenda, and you must also recognize differential definitions of topics for discussion. It's important to consider that topics can be sensitive for various reasons, and what is considered sensitive in everyday culture varies from country to country and region to region. For this reason, it's especially important to allow individuals the option to opt out of answering questions and being observed if they feel uncomfortable. You should also recognize that countries differ in terms of their concern about research ethics, and some countries may have little guidance about how to approach ethical issues in research. It's important, therefore, to explore the research ethics in a particular country before you begin your research. When developing a global qualitative study, you must also recognize differential definitions of topics for discussions. Take, for example, an investigation of child maltreatment in India. In this study, cultural awareness was critical as parents of different ethics groups used different methods to discipline their children, including some that may be frowned upon by members of their cultures. It's important to have a comprehensive understanding of how a phenomenon may be received and interpreted in their geographical location of interest. Global research policies. Another aspect of global cultural awareness is understanding and acknowledging research policies within the country conditions and then creating research platforms that are grounded within these specific principles. It's also important to understand how international politics may affect how your research or your research proposal is received. Note that you'll want an understanding of how individuals in the local research communities may perceive your research methods and the topic of interest. We recommend that you understand and appreciate what is currently being done and working well as far as research is concerned in the country of interest. It's imperative to understand what the leading research institutes in the specific country are embracing is their research agendas and their methodologies to build policy platforms. If your topic is not perceived as important, or if qualitative research is not currently being used, you may have a challenging road ahead. Collaborating with local communities and researchers and studying country-specific journals can help you understand what the research is being done in the country where you plan to research. Methodological orientation and data collection methods. Qualitative researchers looking to implement a global research agenda must then consider the research methods are emphasizing in the country of interest. For example, in South Africa, there are increasing demands for qualitative research studies, whereas in China and Thailand, quantitative methods are preferred, which is deemed more acceptable in the country you wish to explore. The qualitative researchers must have a firm understanding of this issue as it will shape the interactions with investigators and the collaborators. It's important, however, to consider that the preferred methodology may vary depending on the specific field of study, whereas quantitative methods may still dominate in the fields of businesses and marketing. Qualitative methods may be preferred in the social sciences such as social work, mental health, and education. In designing research protocols, it's also imperative that qualitative researchers don't habitually apply Western methods before thoroughly understanding the phenomenon and the location of interest. As suggested by Dazen and Jardina, epistemology, ways of knowing, must precede the practice of research. Cultural awareness means varying data collection and analyzing methods as need on the basis of country where the data are collected. In some countries, researchers may find that certain forms of data collection are prohibited, whereas in the others, there are forms that are simply preferred over others. For example, in Africa and India, face-to-face interviews are strongly preferred over other forms of data collection. And in South Africa, photo voice is becoming increasingly popular as a qualitative approach to data collection. It's the researcher's responsibility to investigate these elements of the location of interest and design and qualitative study that takes these factors into consideration. Qualitative study designs and procedures. Qualitative researchers who work in countries with limited resources are likely to find numerous opportunities to build partnership and explore myriad research topics. However, they may also be met with challenges related to recruitment, data collection, and dissemination of findings. Therefore, it's necessary to tailor the research design appropriately to meet the needs and fit the requirements of the location and the population being explored. We recommend that you ensure that the research questions, recruitment strategies, data collection methods, and all other aspects of the study are tailored to the language, culture, and other social nuances of the country of interest. This cannot occur without first becoming an expert in the location being explored and building collaborative partnerships with investigators who represent the area. That being said, global qualitative research may require a significant time commitment, even lengthier than non-global qualitative research. Recommendations for the global qualitative researchers. There are several steps qualitative researchers should take to address the discussed challenges in the conducting global qualitative research and building cultural awareness. A checklist shown in the table 17 and 1 has been required to guide the global qualitative researchers in the development and the implementation of a new project. Although this list is not all-inclusive, all the steps necessary to building cultural awareness, new global qualitative researchers will find themselves well on their way after advancing through these steps. First, participate in general cultural competency training, integrate your own lenses and resistance that may lead to a colonizing discourse, be in collaborative communications with several investigators in the country of interest, explore the research topic within the context of the country of interest and determine how research may be received, consider possible differential definitions of key topics in research project, become well versed in primary research methods in the country of interest, understand the most used data collection and the analysis methods in the country of interest, become knowledgeable about the research platforms of the leading local research institutions. To sum up this chapter, we can say the skills introduced in this chapter are to develop cultural awareness in global qualitative research and address challenges in global qualitative research. Also, there may be several challenges associated with conducting global qualitative research. The potential benefits are many. By building country-level community and research expertise, understanding methodological orientations, using country-specific data collection methods, and respecting policy platforms, qualitative researchers can tailor their research designs appropriately. The resulting research has the potential to improve global public health and reduce knowledge gaps within our newly globalized economy.